to you live from the north, or specifically St. Louis, Missouri, and I am in front of the Griot Black History Museum. Now, Griot means a prominent member of the black community. It's an African word, and I definitely wanted to check out this wax museum. Unfortunately, they have a fairly strict no photography policy, so I was not able to take any photos while I was in there. I did really appreciate the museum, though. It is a very intimate, smaller museum, and it focuses kind of on African Americans in the St. Louis area. It kind of starts out with the slavery. There's a model slave ship. It shows you the awful conditions that were on a slave ship. There's a figure of an African slave actually revolting against one of the captors on the slave ship. Then they have an authentic slave cabin, as well as some authentic, slave articles, straps that were used for beating, shackles, and things like that. Some of those awful things. And then it kind of goes into talking about a lot of the former slaves and kind of what they did to go on to success after finding their freedom from slavery. Some really incredible success stories and remarkable people portrayed in wax. Some interesting folks that I did not know about, and Elizabeth Keckley, who was both a servant for Jefferson Davis's family, and then afterwards she would work personally with Mary Todd Lincoln. So she actually was in the households of both Jefferson Davis and Abraham Lincoln. She was a tailor and actually designed dresses for Mary Todd Lincoln. Another amazing person that I just never had heard of was Josephine Baker, who was a dancer, an African-American dancer who had just an amazing life. She believed in standing up for herself. She refused to perform in segregated clubs because, the irony is that they would have black musicians performing to all white audiences and wouldn't even allow blacks to perform. And she actually moved to France and joined the French resistance against the Nazis during World War II, which is just amazing. And apparently she adopted 12 different children of all different races and ethnic backgrounds to promote diversity in her own life. A real be the change you want to see in the world type person. And of course they featured different civil rights activists. They had different musicians as well. So a very nice little museum. Definitely would recommend it to anyone visiting the St. Louis area. And at this point I am trying to see if I can visit every wax museum in the United States. So if anyone knows of wax museums I have not been to, please make those recommendations. Alright, getting a little bit hungry, so I think we'll head in and get some good old St. Louis barbecue. Looks like this pig here went to Mardi Gras. Or if this is supposed to be Pappy. It's a very stylish pig right there. Alright, so this is what we're eating. We got a big pile of burnt ends. This is what you're supposed to get in St. Louis. I've never had them before, so I'm looking forward to that. Some green beans and some baked beans to go with it. That is unbelievable. Not exactly sure what part of the pig burnt ends are, but it's freaking delicious. Underneath the magnificent gateway arch, and I did want to stop by here again. I've been here a couple times. First time I was here, they had this amazing museum with these animatronics that I loved, and sadly the second time I went, the museum was closed for refurbishment. But I understand the museum is currently reopened, so I wanted to check that out. So let's head inside this monstrosity and see the museum. Look at that, we got a beaver skin top hat, and then over here we have a bunch of pioneer shanks. This little miniature version of old-timey St. Louis there. Look at all the riverboats. So Eero Saarinen was the creator of the arch, and not only did he create the St. Louis arch, he also invented this type of chair, which is called the tulip chair. Here's a Braille version of St. Louis. Ow, church is pointy.
The significant events of the Louisiana Purchase are depicted. Near the Manuel Lisa warehouse, you pass through a tunnel to the elevator.
It's a simulation of the cars going down the arch.
Oh, it shows you how to... Yeah.
Sadly, it looks like they got rid of some of their taxidermy. This is not taxidermy buffalo. It's a big plastic buffalo. I will be honest, I am extremely disappointed in the new museum. They got rid of the animatronics. They got rid of the taxidermy. Once you get rid of the animatronics and taxidermy, you have really kind of squeezed the life blood out of the museum itself. This 3D mural here is pretty cool though. Gotta see them building the arch, putting the final piece of the arch in right there. They have quite a few statues of the arch itself in here. The light up there on top of this cutaway is actually the original beacon that used to be on top of the St. Louis arch. Hey kids, do you want to look like Eero Saarinen? Because they're selling Eero Saarinen glasses. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
They're all right there.
If you want to take home a tiny little arch, you are in luck. I opted not to actually ride the arch, but I have done that before, and you can check that out in some previous videos. I appreciate you guys joining me here today in St. Louis, Missouri. Ooh, it's got really dark because we went under the arch. Anyways, appreciate you guys joining me. If you'd like to see other places I've been, check down in the description. There is an interactive map that'll show you where I've been, and you can make suggestions on where I should go next. If you wanted to make a contribution, please consider buying a t-shirt. Please consider donating to Patreon. That is some arch. But for now, this one's in the bag.